Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Well, more from here shortly, but first over to Kathy in London with some developing political news.
Indeed, thanks, John. Angela Eagle has announced she's dropping out of the Labour leadership contest after Owen Smith secured the support of 88 Labour MPs to get onto the ballot paper, saying it was in the best interests of the party for her to stand aside. It leaves Mr Smith as the sole challenger against Jeremy Corbyn. So let's go live now to our political correspondent, Michael Crick, in Westminster. So the members have a choice of two blokes.
Well, so it looks like that, at the moment anyway. At 5 o'clock tonight, both parties looked at how many nominations they got from MPs and MEPs. Owen Smith had 90, Angela Eagle only had 70, decided that in the remaining 24 hours she wasn't going to be able to bridge the gap, and it was best to stand aside in the cause of party unity and give Owen Smith a straight run against Jeremy Corbyn. But there is a court case in the offing next Tuesday where Mr Corbyn's right to stand is being challenged by a rich Labour donor, his right to stand without himself requiring 51 Labour MPs and MEPs to nominate him, which he would find rather difficult, I think. So it's quite possible, who knows, we could see Mr Smith in the next few days elected unopposed, or they may have to reopen nominations, and goodness knows what happens to all those people who've registered today and maybe tomorrow as registered supporters and spent £25 expecting to have a vote. Well, earlier I asked Mr Smith for his reaction to tonight's developments.
I came out ahead in today's ballot, and I think Angela has behaved impeccably and done the right thing for the party to help us unite, and I thank her for having done that. And I will now take my responsibility incredibly seriously to set about contesting this election with Jeremy in a comradely, decent fashion, making the arguments I want to make, that a new generation can take forward Labour's values, be just as radical as Jeremy, but hopefully get us to a position where we can truly win back the trust of the British people and be seen as a credible government waiting in the wings, ready to take over from a Tory government that has been destroying working communities in this country. That's my task, and that's what I intend to do.
You say just as radical as Jeremy Corbyn. You said in 2006 you didn't know which way you would have voted on the Iraq war.
Well, that isn't true. I'm very clear that I was opposed. I'm very clear that I was opposed to the Iraq war.
So the interview was wrong?
I said at the time, well, I think if you read the direct quotation, that isn't what I said. I said at the time that I thought it was a very difficult decision for many people, and I hoped that I would have the courage to vote the right way. But people who knew me at the time, the man I worked for, the people I worked alongside, will testify, as you know, that I was opposed to the Iraq war. I think Chilcot has proved that Iraq was the wrong decision for this country, and I'm pleased that the Labour Party is now clear about that.
Owen Smith talking to Michael Crick a little while earlier. But I'm joined now by the Labour MP Jess Philips, who was a supporter of Angela Eagle's leadership bid. Given that Owen Smith has just 15% support of the Labour members, according to a poll today, out of 10, how do you rate his chances of beating Jeremy Corbyn?
Well, I think that the polls that were done today had the three challengers in, so we're in a different ball game now. So I would say that he has every chance to beat Jeremy Corbyn, and that's what we have to work towards.
9 out of 10 then?
Yeah, let's go 9 out of 10. Why not? Let's be optimistic.
Why not? But you told Jeremy Corbyn that Labour is not about you. So
Yep.
If he does win, as a lot of people expect that he will with his support in the grassroots, can you absolutely promise me that you can continue as an MP under a Jeremy Corbyn leadership?
I think I would find it incredibly difficult, to be honest. What I said in my letter to him still stands. The Labour Party is not a cult of personality. It is a party that is there for people who really need us, and for ordinary, everyday people. We've got to stop searching for some level of purity over the idea that we need to be there to help people. So I would find it difficult, but I'm hoping he's not going to win.
But you're saying, though, you find it incredibly difficult to serve under Jeremy Corbyn. The only conclusion of that is that you would have to leave the Labour Party or join forces with some other MPs and cross the floor.
Sorry, it's quite hard to hear you.
I'll just repeat the question.
I won't be crossing the floor anytime soon, I can guarantee you that. No matter how many people want to call me a red Tory, the day I would join the Tories would that will never, ever, ever happen.
But you'd sit as an independent rather than serve under Jeremy Corbyn?
I think I'm going to wait and see what happens. Like I said, he has crossed a couple of red lines for me, and I will find it very difficult to fall in line with a further Jeremy Corbyn Labour Party. But, you know, we're all grown-ups, and some of us will put aside our own personal feelings, as Angela did today. I just wish that Jeremy Corbyn could do the same.
So the members now have a choice of two men. In fact, a female Labour leadership candidate has never beaten a male Labour leadership candidate. This is a party that has equality in its DNA. Does Labour have a problem with female authority?
Well, it does look that way, doesn't it? I mean, I will back Owen 100% now that he is the person who's going up against Jeremy Corbyn. But it would be a lie to say that I wasn't disappointed that once again the Labour Party fails to back a woman, and it's not just because she's a woman that I would want to support her. Angela Eagle and Yvette Cooper before her, they are credible women who have had high-ranking jobs in the Labour Party, in the governments, and it just seems really sad to me today that once again the hurdle of the fact that they have wombs is one we cannot get over.
And clearly, Owen Smith thinks it's a winner to talk about his normality. He said he's a normal person with a wife and kids.
I was there when Owen actually said that, and it has been misrepresented. He was just saying that, you know, he's just a normal bloke like anyone else. He wasn't saying that you're not normal if you don't have a wife and kids. I don't have a wife and kids. But
you're not normal.
Many have said that before, Kathy. I think he's been misrepresented, and
Okay.
I think it would be unfair to use that against him.
OK. Jess Philips, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks very much.
I've been getting